Are you familiar with Murphy's Law that says if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong and at the worst possible moment? Well, that's been my day today. Earlier today, I noticed that little red battery light on your dash, well, that was on. But then it went back off, and I thought, okay, wonder what that was. What came back on? It's in a position on the dash that the steering wheel actually blocks it. So I don't know how often it went on and off, but I got home and I decided that maybe I should go into town and go to the auto parts store and have my battery and alternator checked. So off I went. I got about 9 miles, which was 4 miles from where I needed to be. And as you know, I was off the side of the road because my truck wouldn't run anymore. So I called my wife and she came down with my car and picked me up, and I took the battery out and I took it into an auto parts store. They put a charge on it and they said, good news, your battery's not bad. Bad news, we don't have an alternator. So I went back to my truck and I put the battery in, and I decided I would drive down to a different auto parts store and get a battery that I knew they had. And so off I went. I picked up the battery. Well, first they checked my alternator, and yes, my alternator was bad. And so I picked up a new alternator and headed back home. I'd even pulled the fuse out of my headlights that are constantly on so that it wouldn't drain my battery. Well, as it would happen, I got back to the same spot that I broke down on the way in, and guess what? My battery died and I was out and I couldn't run anymore, and there my truck sat. Well, now I'm home and I took the battery, brought it back, and got it on a charger. And guess what? That thing's going to sit there tonight because I'm not going to go down and work on it. I'm certainly not going to put an alternator in tonight. So what does this have to do with anything? I think what it has to do with life. You know, you can get all upset or you can take it in stride and just enjoy it. I'm laughing because my dog is running through this area and she just ran into something. I don't know if you heard it, but it is like Murphy's Law. My dog is doing whatever it wants to do, and it is driving me crazy. But again, I think this is life, and the question isn't so much what's happened to you, but what are you going to do with it? And so what we're doing tonight is we're cooking a nice meal, and we've got some cheese and crackers and some other things that we're going to munch on while we're waiting for dinner, and we're going to enjoy it. And when tomorrow gets here, I'm going to go down and I'll put the battery in and I'll get the truck home, and later in the day, if I have time, I'll fix the truck. If I don't, well, there's always tomorrow, or the next day, or next week. I want you to think about that for yourself. Are things going on in your life that, well, just have you frazzled? Have you all uptight? Have you in anxiety moments? Just chill. Understand that Murphy's Law is going to work anyway, regardless of what you do and regardless of how well you prepare. Think about that, would you? Hey, until next time, God bless.